How's it going, guys? It's Amiibo Jason here with the fantastic
Lauren, also known as Happily Candy.
It's been a while.
Actually, not as long as it usually
No, it's been a while since we've actually done like a stream like this, like a hype stream.
Yes.
I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to be back in the like co-host saddle, especially for something like this.
Yeah.
For Animal Crossing Mobile Direct, something we've been waiting for a long time. It has been announced, over a year and a half ago now?
I believe
that it was coming?
Because it was pushed back.
Yeah.
And pushed back much farther than we would have liked.
Way too far.
Yes. So knowing that we're going to get some news tonight is a big relief because we were wondering, are we going to even hear any news before 2018 hits?
Yeah.
And yes, it looks like we are.
So before we get started, as always, we want to make sure that, number one, you can hear us and you can see us. Is the game audio too loud? Are we loud enough? If everything's great, fantastic, let us know. If everything is bad, let us know too. We want to make sure.
We're here to accommodate you.
We also have a nice countdown clock here right in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. We're about an hour and a half away from the direct. I'm expecting this to go maybe about an hour for us speculating, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, depending on how much stuff we have to talk about. We do have some really cool speculation pieces from members of our team.
Yep.
We have our very own. You have your own speculation, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have my hopes right now.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know if I even want to speculate so much on what I think is going to happen for sure. It's more like, what am I hoping to see?
Yeah. Okay. I also know this. We have asked you, our audience, and on Twitter, for you to give us any kind of indication of what you think might happen tonight. And if you still want to get in on that, head over to our Twitter account.
Yes.
It's at NinWire. I'm sure most of you know that anyway.
Yes.
And you can give us your own speculation, and we will read many of those tonight.
Yep.
Also, we're going to be playing Animal Crossing. So
Yay,
I have my capture card 3DS hooked up. So we can play a little bit of Animal Crossing while we talk about Animal Crossing.
Yes, this is like my dream newscast.
I thought so.
It really is. And you know, I am happy that you and I get to sit down. I love having guests on, but I also miss the fun that we also have when it's just us two too. So it's really fun. It's really fun.
And we don't have to wear headphones, which is super nice.
It is. It gets a little heavy after a while.
So let's talk about what we know so far about the app.
Yeah.
So we do know that this is not Nintendo's first app. We've had Super Mario Run. We've had Miitomo.
Yep.
And we have had Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yes.
And Fire Emblem Heroes was created by the same team that's going to be making Animal Crossing Direct. It's obviously a free-to-play game.
Yep.
There is microtransactions in it. There is ways you don't have to spend money, but at the same time, too, if you want to, like, summon your heroes, you can buy a bunch of orbs, and you can get your heroes summoned.
But what I like is that the game is completely doable and enjoyable without the microtransactions.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be the case for me. At least it's not as much fun without the microtransactions for Animal Crossing, though, because I usually love add-ons when it comes to Animal Crossing or anything like it, Animal Crossing with avatars.
I'm moving away from my mailbox because I realized it's just beeping. Sorry for the annoying beeping mailbox. So I want to talk about what this could be from a microtransaction standpoint. We do know that this is going to be, at least it's heavily implied, it's going to be a free-to-play game.
Yes.
So there's going to be no cost for you to download Animal Crossing. How you incorporate spending money is, I think, like the fear of many people. How are they going to do it?
Yes.
It could be something in the form of currency. It could be something in the form of, very similar to Fire Emblem, if you want a specific villager, maybe you have to roll for it. Maybe there's a luck factor to bring villagers into your town, which could get very, very dangerous, incredibly dangerous, because I love very specific villagers, so I am kind of concerned that that might be a way to go too.
And you're not alone. I mean, the whole Animal Crossing community, the main source of a currency after a while, especially with New Leaf, because you could visit towns and everything, became villagers themselves. I think that kind of got taken away a little bit once the Animal Crossing Amiibo cards were released, because then you could just scan in whatever villagers you wanted if you had room in your towns. But now it's going to definitely be interesting to see, do you have power over who comes to your town?
Yeah.
Or even, is this Animal Crossing game going to have the same formula? And my guess is no. My guess is that it's going to be somewhat different.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But I guess how different? Because we've been playing New Leaf for so long.
Yes.
And New Leaf follows the same Animal Crossing formula we know and love. A lot of people think that this game is going to like segue us into a Switch game.
Yes.
And I think so too.
I'm on board with that theory.
But I guess my thing is, why would Nintendo want to give players the ability to have like two separate, full-fledged Animal Crossing towns?
That's why I don't think it's going to be the case. I think they're going to be connected in some way,
Yeah.
and that the mobile game will hopefully just enhance the experience on the Switch version. But hopefully, since it sounds like we may have the mobile game before the Switch,
Yeah.
If that is the case, then hopefully that means that we are going to see it stand alone just fine. And I think that with Nintendo and the decisions the company's been making lately, that probably will be the case.
Hope so. So here's what we have. We have, real quick, my villager that's based on one of the Squid sisters.
Yeah, Marie.
Marie.
Yeah.
I love this girl.
I know, I do too.
So,
she's so cute.
So, I know I've heard some jokes that we're going to be seeing a Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival mobile.
Yep.
I'm guessing that's not going to happen. It's not going to be like a plethora of mini games.
Yeah.
When I asked on Twitter earlier today, we did get some people saying it could be like a Candy Crush style of like puzzle game. There is a puzzle like game based in this version of the game. The Welcome Amiibo like patch brought that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case either. I think it's going to be more of like a full-fledged experience, but it's going to be dumbed down to a certain extent.
Yes, I think so too. I wouldn't want to see the interactiveness taken away from the game. And I think with a bunch of mini games, you would kind of lose that charm that you have with talking with villagers and meeting new people. And also one thing that I'm really interested in learning about is what kind of connectivity are we going to see between mobile users and the game?
That's a good question, too, because Nintendo has a very good mobile platform built up right now.
Yeah.
You already have your friends hooked up with Miitomo. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of My Nintendo compatibility, very similar to what we have with Super Mario Run and Fire Emblem Heroes. So I'm sure there's going to be some sort of connection that way, too.
Yeah.
I guess the big question on a lot of people's minds is, will it connect to the Switch version of the game when the Switch version of the game comes out?
Yeah.
Can you transfer your currency? Can you transfer your items? Can you transfer your villagers? All things I'm sure people really want to know.
Yes, and
I'm on a rock.
The first thing that comes to mind is not so much the currency or the villagers, but the items. I think the real key here is the items, because I can even see, no matter what type of game it is, whether it has mini games or whether you kind of get items like with the normal formula by getting them from shaking trees and other means. But if you acquire those in the mobile game, I think the charm would be I don't know, extra special if you could transfer those to the Switch version of the game.
Hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope that there's going to be some sort of integration. Oh, hey, what's up?
It has me really hopeful, though, because we saw a really fantastic change and update with Animal Crossing New Leaf when they brought on that huge update with the trailers, and there was a lot more amiibo functionality with New Leaf. And I think that with Nintendo putting so much mind power and such a great creative outlet through Animal Crossing, I think that we're going to be able to see so much more through the combination of a mobile game and a Switch release.
So there's one thing that I'm curious about, and one thing, if you're an iOS user, you might know this. Apple has, in pretty much all of their new iPhones, NFC built in for Apple Pay.
Yes.
However, it's locked down for Apple Pay only.
Yes.
But during the last developers conference, there was some information saying that third parties could essentially approach Apple and request access to essentially have some sort of NFC compatibility.
Yeah.
And because we've seen Nintendo show up at Apple press conferences, Super Mario Run was exclusive to iOS for a while. Maybe this could be one of the first things that happens. Nintendo could have the first, like, full-fledged Toys to Life NFC support on iOS.
Yeah.
And that's something I know some people were wondering if that could happen too. Is there a way to get Amiibo compatibility on your iPhone or on your Android device? Android device is a lot easier because it doesn't have the restrictions that Apple has. But seeing Amiibo in the mobile version of this game would be absolutely incredible.
Oh, definitely. It would be a great direction for Nintendo to choose right now, because recently in the gaming world, you might know that the LEGO Dimensions that is being pretty much phased out. It's coming to an end, and that follows Disney Infinity and also Skylanders. So Nintendo is right now still going strong with the Amiibo releases, and it's going strong with the content with functionality that Amiibo are providing.
Yeah.
So if you could switch that over to the mobile version, I think that would really, really help it maintain the momentum.
So, kind of case in point why Amiibo are so cool for Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I have my feline right here from Monster Hunter. Scanning in the Monster Hunter Amiibo brings him into this game.
Yeah.
Yes, I know they were never released here, but if you import a Monster Hunter Amiibo, you can get this sweet little guy into your town. So Amiibo unlock the potential for so much cool stuff.
Yes.
But let's get into, actually, Jennifer Birch. She's in chat right now. She wrote up a nice little speculation piece on her website, and there is a lot involved in this. So I want to go over some of her points, what she might kind of expect or think might be happening. And while I read through some of this, do you want to play for a little bit?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to hand over the 3DS to Lauren, and she's going to run around my disgusting town. I have not been in town in many, many months. It's overrun with weeds. Half of my villagers took off. Wolf Link moved out, which is like the saddest thing ever.
Ideally, we actually wanted to set up my 3DS because my village is pristine. It is very decorated, but I don't have the nice hookup that on mine because I have the digital version on my 3DS.
Yeah, we could have showed you. I mean, we would have loved to show you her town. We could have visited your town, I guess.
Yeah,
but
that's
a little too much work.
Next time. There'll always be a next time with Animal Crossing.
Yeah. So a few things. I know Jennifer pointed out that she's hoping that there's going to be some pretty robust character creation for the avatars in the game. And that's something, too, I think the power of mobile can give you.
Yeah.
Part of me wonders, though, if they're just going to, like, have players use their Miis rather than, like, a generic villager.
I would be extremely disheartened.
You think so?
Yeah. As much as I like Miis and I like the Mii creation process, once again, the charm factor would be lost without the look and the appearance of villagers.
I can see that.
They add so much. And I'm extra excited about the villager appearance because with New Leaf, they elongated the bodies.
Yeah.
And they made them extra cute. I didn't really care for the stocky look on them. So I'd like to see that kind of carried over to all the new games.
So I'm really curious to see what some of our Nintendo Wire readers have pointed out and what they want to see and what they're hoping to see. Like I said, we had a lot of people respond to this. So we're going to go over a few of those real quick right now.
Okay.
All right, so I said, let us know what you think, and we might feature you on tonight's show. So the first one is from Super Nintendo. He said, similar to Pokemon Go with real-life landmarks, items to discover and collect, also in-game purchases.
Yes.
So in-game purchases, yes, I see that. Pokemon Go, I don't see that happening. I don't think it's going to be like go outside and explore and go find items and stuff like that. I think that's been done. I don't think Nintendo is going to want to like compete directly with Pokemon Go with another AR type game. There's definitely going to be in-app purchases though. Yeah. Like I guarantee you there's going to be. But as far as like a AR outside type thing, I'm guessing not. But good speculation. It's a good guess.
It is.
Maybe you're right. If you're right, I'll call you out later and say you were right.
Unless he forgets.
Somebody's saying, I hope there's some sort of feature where you can scan amiibo cards like the Yokai Watch app scans medals, which I think uses the camera, and there's like a QR code on the very bottom of the camera.
Yeah.
There's a problem with doing that because you could just as easily like print off the QR codes or scan like a monitor or something where the QR codes are. So it's very easy to be able to cheat.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And then Nintendo would have to create like a brand new type of like amiibo for that to happen because as far as I know, there's nothing like that on anything we have right now.
Yeah.
It would be super cool, but I think the coolest thing would be if they somehow enable the NFC to function in this game.
Yeah.
Which I'm still really hoping for. Yes. I'm really hoping for, and that's from Spooky Woomy.
Spooky Woomy. That's a great name.
Woomy. I'm just gonna adjust that so that static stops.
That's weird.
Yeah, sometimes we get static on this thing. The wonders of technology. I really wish that the 3DS had like an official way to stream where I didn't have to like spend $700 to ship this off to Japan and get it like hardwired.
One day we're still holding out.
Yep. But, I mean, the 3DS is kind of on its way out anyway. Sad to say.
Oh, I don't think so. I have a 3DS on the way, don't I?
You do.
I do. It's the SNES 3DS, which I've been hoping for and dreaming of for years now, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, yesterday was a good day for you.
It was an amazing day. I woke up to some incredible news, and that was the Animal Crossing Direct, the announcement for that, and also the SNES 3DS, my dream 3DS. So I am on cloud 9, and I cannot wait until the end of November for that console to come out.
And that question was actually by Ashley, so it was not Spooky Woomy. Sorry.
Oh,
Ashley,
that's so
thank you.
sad. But thank you, Spooky Woomy, anyway.
We have Kid Dude saying, I predict God will bless us with Amiibo Festival on our phones. We could only be so lucky. We could only be so lucky.
Oh, gosh. You know, I believe our team discussed a little bit of that, too, just yesterday.
Yeah.
And they were really, really rooting for the Amiibo Festival edition on the mobile devices.
It could be worse.
No.
It could be.
It's actually not a bad game, especially when you play it with your small children. But I don't want the mobile game to be just about small children. I want it to be for every single type of audience.
We have another one from Pumpkin Zone. A clicker game where you tap to shake trees that gives fruit, sell the fruit, hire animals to shake for you, give you bonuses. Please be wrong. He said that, not me. I didn't say please be wrong. I hope it's more than a tree shaking simulator.
Gosh, yes.
I really do.
I don't think they're going to spend an entire 15-minute Nintendo Direct
They could.
On that. They could. I mean, it's not. It's of course it's doable, but
They could add a lot of different fruits.
I don't think it's likely.
So, Mitch O'Lantern, and this is something that I think is going to be a little bit more of a winner. Somewhat dumbed down version of New Leaf with microtransaction, if it's like that, and Reggie makes a quick buck. Say goodbye to Animal Crossing Switch. One of the reasons why I think this was delayed, and I was going to get into this a little bit later in this stream, I assumed that this is delayed as much as it was because I'm assuming that Animal Crossing was initially going to be a launch title for the Switch.
Oh, really?
That was my thought.
Launch title?
I think that's what Nintendo was aiming for because this game was supposed to be out at the end of 2016. And then it was supposed to be out first quarter 2017, and now we are in quarter 4 2017.
I do think that this mobile game was supposed to be out earlier, but I don't believe the Animal Crossing Switch title was meant to be a launch title.
I think they pushed it back because I'm assuming Animal Crossing Switch got pushed back, and because of that, they had to push this back. This is the gateway drug into Animal Crossing, and that's my thought on the mobile game. It's going to be your first taste, especially for people who have never used it and never played it, because there are a lot of people that own Switches that never owned a 3DS, that never owned a DS. They've never played Animal Crossing, so this is going to be their first, hurrah into the amazing world of Animal Crossing. Yeah. And like every drug dealer, like every good drug dealer knows, you have to make sure you hook them.
We haven't reached 10 p.m. We can't talk like that
right now. Whatever. You have to be able to hook the audience, and I'm guessing that's what Nintendo is going to do with Animal Crossing Mobile. They don't want to make it too dumb. You don't want to make it seem mindless, because then when the Switch version comes out, all the people that played it on mobile and then abandoned it, they're going to say, why do I want to play this? There's
no way that any of this is going to be mindless. That isn't even remotely a fear of mine. I think the only thing that would really make my heart plummet in the case of an Animal Crossing mobile game is if it was just mini games.
Yeah.
Like I said, we need the charm of the interaction with the villagers there. So that's all it needs to maintain, I think, to stay steady. Yeah. Until we at least get wind of a Switch title.
I agree. So, okay, let's move on to a couple more. We have Jeremy, like microtransactions, nightmares that I will avoid. I would love to be wrong. So another person who's concerned it's going to be like a microtransaction hell. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. I get the worry. I really do. I much more enjoyed Super Mario Run because, I could buy Toad, or I can get Toad tickets without having to spend real world money. It was nice paying $10 for the game and just play it for as long as I want. Yeah. Fire Emblem Heroes, I stopped playing because I got to the point where I'm like, I want to spend money. Oh, okay. And I don't want to spend money at the same time. So I stopped so I wouldn't be tempted to spend money.
I'm pretty sure that Ben, who is one of our biggest Fire Emblem Heroes fans on the Nintendo Wire team, pretty sure he is very advanced in the mobile game for Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yeah.
And I believe up to this point he did say that he has not spent any money on it.
Yeah, and you can.
Yeah.
You can definitely
Yes.
not spend money. You have to be more patient, which
Yeah.
is great. I think a lot of...
How'd that go?
I would... Okay, you can say that now. Let's compare who spends more money on Animal Crossing
but
Mobile, me or you.
I have no shame. I have no shame when it comes to that. I used to be a big fan of a site called Gaia Online. It was purely an avatar site and a whole forum site. And I'm very guilty but very not ashamed at all about being guilty.
Yeah.
About pouring, definitely poured over $1,000 into that site alone over many years. And it provided me with a great source of entertainment. I don't do a lot of what other people do, and I don't go to a lot of sporting events. I don't go out partying. So my source of entertainment is gaming.
Yeah.
And I think that if I want that release at the end of a hard work day, or even like during the hard work day intermittently, why not? Why not? Eases the mind.
It's just the problem with microtransactions is it's so easy to get into a place where you're spending so much more money than you would even if you bought like a full-fledged like $60 game.
Yeah.
However, Nintendo does things very well when it comes to microtransactions. Miitomo, I have yet to spend a dime on Miitomo. And I've had a blast, like, setting it up. I use it every day, and I know a lot of people have dumped it. I know a lot of people said they're not going to play it anymore. Yeah. It's still fun for me. We do a show called the Nintendo Wiretap, and every single day we have a new little title card for the Wiretap.
Three days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yeah, and it is made completely by using Miitomo.
Yeah.
And TJ, who's in chat right now, hi TJ.
Hi TJ.
He's the one who essentially showed me how to do this, and that's how we produce that show. So it's a very useful app for me. And I would say any Nintendo fan who wants like an avatar in like any position or pose or, you know, that they'd want, they have so many options for it.
They do.
And again, Fire Emblem Heroes is that kind of game where you can get hours and hours and hours and hours of free premium content and fun without spending a dime. And you can still spend money, but you don't have to.
Yes, and one of my favorite things about the already released mobile games is that Nintendo is very good with keeping up with updates.
Yeah.
And you are constantly getting new items and new experiences. And I mean, we're constantly putting out articles about Fire Emblem Heroes updates and what they include, and its special events and everything. And what I also love is that Nintendo also kind of like wrangles in all the fans, and they get them to vote, certain characters they like to see in the game, and they take that into consideration, and they bring those characters into the game because they are so loved and so wanted.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, for people who are afraid of microtransactions in this game, I'm going to say to you now, be not afraid. Be not afraid. Nintendo will save you from the microtransactions. If you want to spend some money, go ahead and spend some money. But the game will be totally playable without spending money. Animal Crossing is a game of relaxation and patience. You can walk around and plant some flowers and talk to your villagers, and you can have a great time with it. But I'm sure there's going to be features of this game, and you're going to think long and hard, should I spend some money? Should I get that bell bag? Because I'm very close to getting a new house. I don't want to wait 2 more days. You know, Tom Nook is offering me a limited time bell bag for only $4, and I can pay off my house and buy a boat. I don't know if you can buy a boat.
No.
But I think Nintendo knows what they're doing. I think it's going to be done in a way where if you don't want to spend money, you're not going to have to. So I would just say don't worry. They have a great track record so far with how they've handled microtransactions.
Absolutely. So do we have any questions or, speculations that don't involve microtransactions?
Let's find out.
So far, pretty much all of them have, and I'd really like to hear some other ideas.
So we have microtransactions. That's another one.
Yeah.
Hopefully GPS is utilized, maybe separate towns by actual regions in the world with realistic seasons and weather based on location. I've never even thought of that. That sounds awesome.
I like that idea a lot.
The idea that if it can tell, like if it's like hooked up to AccuWeather or something, and like I look outside and it starts to rain and then it starts to rain in my town, that's the level of immersion I want. That sounds amazing. Who wrote that? I gotta give you mad props for that.
When I was younger, it was the GameCube version of Animal Crossing, which is the very first version of Animal Crossing for us here in the U.S. And I was convinced that when I saw I would start up my game and I'd see it raining and I'd look outside and I'd see it raining there. I was convinced that there was somehow this connection that the game knew that it was raining in real life because it happened so frequently, and it seemed impossible to me that just by chance it would be raining in both places.
So you thought Nintendo was stalking you?
Yeah, pretty much. And I was much younger at the time, so I just couldn't believe that almost every single time they would match up perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is, if you look at our countdown clock, we only have an hour and 5 minutes before we know what's going to happen. So all the speculation will be for naught, but still, it's fun to think about.
Yes. Anything else? Any other unique ideas?
You better be ready to empty your wallet. So I'm assuming that's another microtransaction pun. I would laugh if it worked like Fire Emblem Heroes. I'm hoping that it will be like Miitomo, but beefier. So kind of like a social networking type tool.
Yes. You know, speaking of social networking, I don't know if I want it to be as interactive with Facebook and Twitter. I mean, sure, it would be nice to share updates if you get like certain items, or if you dress a villager or something in a special way, you want to share screenshots. But when it comes to relying solely on Facebook and Twitter, I hope it's not connected like it is with Miitomo that much. Yeah. Because Miitomo definitely heavily relies a lot more on the social media for that.
We had Benedict the Tepig say that he hopes that you can control an animal, which would be interesting.
Yes.
And he actually said a fully customizable animal.
Yes. Now that was brought up in Jennifer's article. That was, and that to me was one of my favorite parts in her article.
Could you imagine playing a villager?
Yeah, and now, not just like you pick your favorite villager, but what about the idea of you design your own animal villager instead?
I could see that.
So you don't have to go with like the regular human body, but you can go with an animal. I love that idea.
And then, once the Switch version comes out, you can import your, dedicated animal holder.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thought. It really is. It would be a complete deviation from everything that Animal Crossing is.
Yes.
But I think Nintendo's ready to take some chances.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
plus, I don't think it would be that big of a deviation either. I mean, we are already interacting so much with the villagers to begin with.
Yeah.
They're basically very, very integrated into our own personal lives. So why not take the next step and have the people allowed to control the animals too?
Another thing too, I guess, it's going to be interesting because most mobile games work by holding your phone this way. So you have the nice elongated screen. So playing Animal Crossing in that fashion could be very, very interesting.
Very, yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing they might add something where you can just tilt your phone and kind of play that way too.
Yeah.
But also the touch controls are going to be something that it's going to be very interesting to like do this.
Yes.
You still play New Leaf pretty frequently.
Yes.
I know a lot of people that still love to play New Leaf. So the new control scheme is going to be very interesting.
It is, yeah. And like I mentioned before, I'm not a mobile game player. I mean, the most that I play are any of the Nintendo games that came out, specifically Miitomo. I dived a little bit into Fire Emblem Heroes, and I played Super Mario Run for a little while, but it wasn't anything super dedicated.
Yeah.
I mean, the most he knows that I've played is Neko Atsume.
Yeah.
And that's not a game.
No, I play that too.
That's something that you check into every once in a while, and you don't sit there for hours on end staring at the screen. So if that is the case with Animal Crossing, I'm very interested to see how that's going to go, because I'm not the type of person to be on my phone for that long of a time.
A lot of people are saying they're hoping that it's a traditional Animal Crossing game, like a traditional gameplay.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of deviation from it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And it's just, what is that going to be? So I don't think it's going to be Candy Crush.
No,
again.
I don't think
So I wouldn't be overly concerned that it's going to be Candy Crush.
Nintendo is, I think, far too original to rely on very basic types of gameplay. So it is, if it did, Nintendo would definitely dress up the game a lot more and make it a little bit more intricate, I think, for longtime fans.
Then a quick shameless plug real quick.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll put something in chat about this real quick, too. We are doing a live stream, not a live stream, a live blog for the Animal Crossing Direct, which is taking place in just over 1 hour from now.
Yep.
So if you want to hang out with us, you can. I put the link. Hopefully that works. Yeah, it should work. I put the link in the chat right now, so if you want to kind of attend that, you can. Yeah. Again, it starts in about 1 hour from now. So we are going to have the video at the very top of the page, and then below that, we're going to be just typing out, kind of hanging out live reacting to the news.
That'll be Jason, yeah. Oh, it would be fun if we could stand here the whole time and we could react.
Yeah.
No. I was gonna say though, but we have a lot of responsibilities when it comes to Nintendo our team. So luckily we have writers on hand, and we're gonna be busy getting the news out to you guys. So you can expect to see Jason's updates on the blog, and our full articles will be out tonight as well.
So let's speculate here real quick about release date. When do you think we're going to actually get this in our hands? Is it going to be one of these things where they say, and it's up right now?
You know, as soon as I found out about the direct, part of me kind of expected that to happen.
Yeah.
Although I find it kind of weird. I mean, it's going to be 10 o'clock at night here.
Yeah.
And usually when that happens, it's in the very early hours of the morning in the U.S. So I'm really not sure if that's what we're going to expect. I mean, it could be any time within the next couple of weeks. Then again, I really don't think they would push it into 2018.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they would announce it, give us the information now and be like, we're going to have to wait 3 months for a mobile game.
My thought on it is they don't want to overlap Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
Which is coming out on Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's going to be a minimum of 2 weeks after Mario Odyssey comes out.
Yeah.
My prediction is going to be exactly 2 weeks after Mario Odyssey. So that is November 10th.
Okay.
That is going to be Amiibo Jason's firm guess on when we're going to get to play this game. It's going to be this year. It's totally going to be this year.
I just can't imagine, like I said, going through the holidays and them not releasing a mobile game. Plus, part of the fun of Animal Crossing is experiencing the game through the different seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big thing within the community. So I think that Nintendo's going to want to celebrate the holidays and everything leading up to that. So it really should come out well before the Christmas season.
So now that we've speculated a bit about what we think is going to happen, and we have less than 1 hour to go, let's talk about our favorite villagers real quick. I'm curious, Happily Candid, who is your favorite villager, and how do you want to see that villager incorporated into this mobile game?
Well, I have 2 favorite villagers. I often talk about Pico. Pico is one of my absolute favorites.
What is Pico?
Pico is a
panda
bear.
It's a panda?
An Asian panda bear. She even has haircut like mine. I just realized that now, and she wears a hot pink dress or tank top. And she's adorable. I love her. I really like Pico, and Meringue is my other favorite. Meringue is really obvious. She's a pink rhinoceros, and she has an adorable little strawberry on the tip of, I believe, her nose, and then her tail. And one reason why I love both of them so much was because I happened to get both of those from my best friend Jen when she visited, or I visited her town. It was one or the other.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they came from her town. For some reason, they carried even more meaning. I like their personalities. I like their appearances. I like the style that they bring to my town. And as far as what I'd like them to be able to do in the game, I want to know that if it is like a town setup, that I have the ability to bring them in the town and for them to stay there, that I don't have to worry about them leaving. Other than that, if we were just able to pick our favorite villagers to somehow appear regularly within the game, that would make me happy.
Do you want what do they call it? In Pokemon, they have that new feature of Pokemon of Me, where you can pet your Pokemon. Do you want that kind of interaction?
No,
would that be weird with villagers?
It would be weird with villagers because if you think about it, villagers are very humanoid in Animal Crossing, and I really don't want to.
I want to pet villagers.
I don't walk up to maybe my sisters. We might pat each other on the back.
You rub my head occasionally,
or rub your head. Yeah, but I'm not gonna walk up to somebody who I'm friends with, but not family with, and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" But I like the idea.
I want to see that.
I
totally want to see that.
Is that your main dream?
Yeah, it is. Totally is. So my favorite villager is a duck named Drake. He's the boy that is the snack-loving. He wears these amazing ugly sweaters.
They're brown, aren't they?
They're green, and he's the nicest villager on the planet. And he was always there for me when I was sick. He would be the only one that would give me medicine.
Yeah.
I loved him to death, so much so that Lauren commissioned a plush of Drake, and I took a Drake amiibo card, I cut the NFC chip out of it,
That's right.
and I embedded it in there, so I have a plush Jake amiibo. Drake.
Isn't it in his butt?
It's in his butt. It's in his butt. One of a kind.
It is really one of a kind.
That's how much I love that duck.
You can scan the butt in, and it'll bring Drake there to your town.
So again, if this is like a Fire Emblem Heroes type thing,
Yeah.
or Fire Emblem, yeah, Heroes, and you have to like roll
Yeah.
for certain villagers to come to your town, like you have to spend real money, I could be in a lot of trouble because I will keep going until
Yeah.
I get Drake.
I really just want you to spend a lot of money on it, so I can be like, see? Because you always make fun of me for spending so much money.
That's true. I know right now, I'm probably going to spend some money on this game. It's going to be one of the first games I actually spend money on.
Yeah.
You know, I've never gotten into Candy Crush. I play Miitomo, but I don't really spend money.
Yeah.
I buy games. I bought Super Mario Run, but I was always very anti microtransactions, but I think that's going to change in this.
I'm all pro like microtransactions, but with me it's pro microtransactions for usually PC games.
Yeah.
I was really into MapleStory for a very long time and spent a lot of money on MapleStory. And then, like I said, with Gaia, and there were a couple of other games too that I got really into. And even Diablo when it came out,
Yeah.
Diablo 3. I spent not a lot on that one, but a little bit of money just to kind of test out the new marketplace they had set
Yeah.
up. And it's fun. It's just fun as long as you have your limits. You know, set your personal limits, and usually that's what I find to be a little bit of a relief factor.
Yeah.
As long as I say, okay, I'm not going to go above this amount within a month.
Fun fact, though, about microtransactions, 1% of player bases of games that have microtransactions, like mobile games, 1% of that base is responsible for 99% of the revenue.
Okay.
Which is interesting to
That
think
is.
about, because that means that the die-hard community of these games, they're the ones spending the money. So if you don't want to spend money, you don't got to. You don't got to do it.
Yeah.
Don't
it's
worry
very
about
true. Yeah, no pressure.
it. Bada boom. So what are you doing right now in the game? Selling some stuff?
I am, because my inventory is pretty full. I may just empty out everything. I was picking weeds and I was digging up stuff from the ground. I think there were a lot of bamboo shoots in the ground.
Yeah.
So I'm really just trying to clean up the town, because before I can decorate a town, I have to make sure that everything's perfectly clean.
My town's a mess.
It's okay. Well,
Full disclosure.
the reason why is because we play with our daughter on Animal Crossing here, and she doesn't know how the closet system works yet. So instead, she just dumps everything around the town.
Yeah,
so
I totally
you have a lot
forgot.
of miscellaneous items around here.
So I am getting pretty hyped
Yeah,
right now for
I
this.
know. I'm so excited.
It's surprising that we're less than an hour away
Yeah.
from knowing what this is. Nintendo has been very nice to us because they announced that, you're getting a Direct, but it's not like in a week. It's almost like, in a couple days. So it's
Yeah.
nice that we're not like forced to just sit here for a week.
Yes, absolutely. They're always very, very good with that.
So, but it is 15 minutes. So if you guys are hoping for like a super long Direct,
Yeah.
it's 15 minutes long.
But keep in mind that a lot can happen within 15 minutes too.
And I do really want to say this quick too.
Yes.
They did confirm there are no plans to talk about a 3DS or a Switch version of Animal Crossing. So if you're hoping that that's going to happen,
I know.
it's not going to happen.
No, once I saw the big mobile title on their graphic, I was like, okay. They've always been true to their word when it
Yeah.
comes to that kind of announcement, so I believe them. I'm just hoping that means that between now and hopefully January, we're going to get some type of news, or at least some type of hint at an Animal Crossing game on the Switch.
Again, this is, I guarantee it, the mobile game is leading into the Switch game.
Yeah.
This is the way to get people hooked. And I'm not expecting that we're going to get an answer right away.
No.
I think we're probably going to have a Nintendo Direct in January. And because we generally do. And when that happens, that's my thought of when we're going to get like the full-on announcement of Animal Crossing Switch.
Yes.
So it's going to happen. We just have to be a little bit more patient. So
Correct.
correct.
Correct. Yes.
What else we got?
Those are my speculations right now. I would like to reach out and chat, though, to see if there are any topics that people would have liked us to touch on.
Yeah.
So if you have any ideas...
It's on you guys now.
Anything that we have not yet covered, that we saw on Twitter, or that we haven't come up with between ourselves and our team members, feel free to ask us any questions or speculate amongst yourselves, because we're interested to hear what everybody else has to say. I mean,
Yeah.
people on Twitter gave us some ideas that were very unique, too.
I'm also super curious to talk to somebody who's like a hardcore Fire Emblem fan. Because again, we're more Animal Crossing fans. We were never really into Fire Emblem. So I'm curious to see what like a hardcore Fire Emblem fan has to say about like the contrasts between the mobile game and like the full-on game.
Yes.
Do you consider it to be like its own story, its own like official version on mobile, or do you consider it to be something a little bit like segregated or separate from that?
The vibe that I get after watching and reading a lot of the messages exchanged between our team members, because a lot of the Nintendo Wired team are still very, very avid players when it comes to Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yeah.
And the vibe I get is that they have, especially when it comes to like Ricky and Ben, who are the hardcore Fire Emblem fans, they get a little something extra out of the series as a whole because they have such dedicated favorites when it comes to characters and certain storylines. So it kind of like adds to the whole Fire Emblem experience when they see their favorite characters finally available. I know that Ben recently was ecstatic when one of his favorite characters was just added, and he got him added to his roster. And then, and I think that's really going to be the case with Animal Crossing too. I think it's going to more add to the experience that people already have, add to the whole experience. Yeah. And at the same time, wrangle in all the newcomers too with Animal Crossing. Although I've got to admit that when it comes to Animal Crossing fans, it is very, very diverse. It's not excluded to just, just adults within a certain range. You have children, you have teenagers, you have adults of all ages playing this all around the world. Yeah. And a lot of these people, whether they are big fans of live sim games or not, Animal Crossing is important to them, and it's made an impact in their lives.
Yeah, I'm not like the stereotypical like life sim guy. Yeah. It's just there's something amazingly calming about Animal Crossing.
And that's what I think is so great. And so to me, it's nice. The notion of like hooking newcomers is nice. I think, to be honest, that Nintendo has really already done that through its previous releases. Yeah. And sure, it's going to happen again. But I'm saying that it's already been very successful in bringing in so many different types of people. And I think that's definitely one of the coolest things about the whole series.
We do have some thoughts from our chat.
I want to hear.
Again, I want to make sure I'm not going to butcher this. Is it Akimizu? Akamizu 1. Mm-hmm. Hi. He said Fire Emblem, or she. Yeah. Fire Emblem Mobile is more like a small taste of Fire Emblem strategy due to small maps. Otherwise, it's sort of fan service where all the characters show up. Yep. I can see that. Yep. They also said that they think there's going to be some sort of QR code implementation into this game too. Okay. And I can see that. Yeah. Animal Crossing has used QR codes in the past, so yeah, I totally see that kind of thing happening. Let's see, we have another kind of Fire Emblem quote here. As a longtime Fire Emblem fan, Heroes is definitely more of a side thing, being more engaging. If you have personal favorites already, the story is there but isn't super exciting or in-depth yet. So it's not like a full-fledged thing, it's more of like a side thing.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be. Like I said, it adds to the experience as a whole. It's not meant to be like a full-fledged Fire Emblem experience. Yeah. So, again, I think that's going to be a really good representation or indication of what we can expect to see with the Animal Crossing mobile game. So it's going to be a nice little supplement to a full-fledged game, hopefully very soon. Yeah. So, do you think there's going to be any sort of implementation between New Leaf and the mobile game? Because New Leaf is still definitely like high up there in playability. Oh, it definitely is, especially with that recent update that came out.
Yeah, Welcome Amiibo was one of the coolest updates of all time, and that was what, about a year ago?
Even less than that, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was even less than that. So, I thought it was earlier this year.
So who knows? There might be something where you could kind of transfer things back and forth.
Maybe. Even if there wasn't, though, I wouldn't be completely disappointed. New Leaf has given us more than a full package of an experience. Yeah. We already had an incredible game when it was released, and then it added on in a huge way when Welcome Amiibo came on. So I wouldn't be completely brokenhearted if we didn't get more playability from the game from here on out. There's already so much to do, and we can still go back and keep playing it for as long as we want. It's still there. It's still around. So I would almost prefer to see Nintendo take a step forward and let's prepare for like a slightly new direction. Yeah. So we can kind of start over again, kind of like with what we did from GameCube and Wii U and the DS and everything, because we had almost completely separate experiences from one to another.
Well, we have 45 minutes to go before this thing kicks off.
Yep.
So again, we have very little time to wait. Right after the Direct, I'm planning on doing another video where it's not going to be live, where we go over everything. We see how close we were with our guesses on this. So I'm hoping we're pretty close. My pipe dream is Amiibo. I want Amiibo on my phone so flipping bad. I would love to just have like an Amiibo organizer where I can tap it on there and it's like ding ding, it's in there.
Your name isn't Amiibo Jason for nothing.
Yeah. You know, so like I set up Amiibo News like way back in the day. And I'm like, what could my name be? Amiibo Jason.
No, I remember the
That'll work.
I remember the message I got from you, and you're just like, I'm really gonna regret doing this, but I'm gonna give myself the name Amiibo Jason.
You know, in the long term, I kind of like the name now.
Yeah.
I was at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Maybe for a Rick and Morty sauce event. I don't want to admit to that. And I'm standing there.
Yeah.
Ordering my chicken tendies.
Yeah.
And some guy's like, "Are you Amiibo Jason?"
That actually happens a lot too whenever we go out.
I'm like,
I mean, it even happened in our own apartment building.
Yeah.
Like people, they knew who we were, and we were shocked. Even we went to medieval times for my sister's birthday a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, one of the guys that worked there knew us.
One of the guys that worked there, he's like, "Oh, I know you guys." And a lot of times, if they didn't know us ahead of time, then they start following us, and it's great because we love connecting with people, whether they're newcomers or whether they've been following us for a long time.
It's still super weird for me.
Yeah.
Like super weird for me.
It really shouldn't
knowing
be.
that people like know who we are.
It really shouldn't be. I mean, we're putting ourselves out there.
Yeah.
We're not only on our website, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. So we're pretty much everywhere by now. You can't really escape us. So it's really not a surprise.
You're going to see my face a lot more too, because I'm planning on doing like a lot of Animal Crossing live streams when this comes out. I'm going to be playing it on stream all the flipping time.
I don't know about that. I think you're going to be a little absorbed in Super Mario Odyssey.
I think I'm going to have plenty of time to play Mario Odyssey.
He told me recently, I was shocked that he has never been this excited for a game outside of Super Mario Odyssey. And I was shocked because I know how big of a fan you are of Zelda and everything, and I really thought that Breath of the Wild would have held that #1 spot.
So Breath of the Wild was announced in 2014.
Yes.
The same year as Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, the same year as Amiibo.
Yeah.
During the exact same conference.
Yeah.
It was E3 2014. I know exactly where I was because my entire life changed when I saw Amiibo for the first time.
Yes.
But I digress. 2014, June, is when we first had our first look at Breath of the Wild. And I suffered delay after delay after delay and 3 years of trickling down information.
Yeah.
And that can take a toll on you.
Well,
now, Super Mario Odyssey,
yes,
it's been less than a year to get hyped up. And it's coming out. And Nintendo has done amazing work at not spoiling and ruining the game in its marketing.
Yes.
Like it hasn't shown nearly all the costumes. It hasn't shown all the kingdoms.
I mean, let's compare it to the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon last year, where we got update after update and or little tease after little tease for almost a year straight leading into the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon. And by the time Pokemon Sun and Moon came out, we're like, well, we feel like we've already seen everything, and we weren't as excited about it.
Yeah.
When it came to Zelda, I think just the reason with the E3 experience, when it came to demoing it, I think that would have changed a lot of people's minds, and I think it did after talking with a lot of the players that we've interviewed before. Yeah. That their minds were changed all of a sudden when they realized how large of a world that it offered, and now I feel like it's happening again with Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah. When we've demoed it, it's such a large world to explore that's offering so many new experiences, but at the same time, you get a lot of that old school love from previous games.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I was very excited for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I was crazy excited for that game. However, I'm just a little bit more excited for Mario Odyssey.
There it is. And I was just like, oh, he said that to me, and I thought you were kidding. I'm just like, oh, really?
Mario 64 was such a huge part of my childhood. Yeah. And seeing this game just brings me right back to Christmas morning 1996, playing Super Mario 64 for the very first time.
Because you had I'm trying to think what systems you had before that. You had you had the NES.
I had the NES, I had the Sega Genesis, and then I had the N64.
Traitor.
It wasn't me. My parents bought me a Genesis, and I didn't complain. I had Sonic. I loved Sonic.
I know it sounds funny, but when my friends in high school, because I only had Nintendo growing up, But when I got to high school and I was around more people who were gamers,
Yeah.
and they were more diverse. They had everything from Xbox to Nintendo to PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I felt weird playing other consoles. It didn't seem right to me. I had fun though. I did have a lot of fun, especially with a lot of Xbox games.
Well, Sega does
But
what
I
Nintendo
couldn't-
don't.
I
It
couldn't-
has the
I couldn't-
blast
it's
processing, man. Blast
sacrilegious-
processing.
Sacrilegious. I can't do it.
Whatever.
I can't do it.
I remember my parents got a tax refund. We went to Best Buy. They
Yeah.
bought me a Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
I played Sonic 2 like way longer than I
Yeah.
ever should have. But again, I didn't fall in love with gaming until the N64.
Okay.
I loved gaming on the NES era. I played NES all the time. I liked my my Sega a
Yeah.
lot, but I didn't fall in love with it until N64 and my Game Boy playing Pokemon. So, honestly, oh yeah, sorry for the static. If you guys are hearing like a little bit of static,
Yeah, it's
I might just. There we go.
Okay,
Hopefully
there you
that's
go.
going to help a little bit. It's the capture card. There's a cable that has to be like in a very specific way,
Oh.
or else it freaks out. We're very sorry.
I apologize.
But we're 39 minutes away.
Yes.
And we're going to be logging off here probably in the next like 5 to 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So we can get prepped for the live stream. Again, if you want to watch the stream with us, we have a stream over on NintendoWire.com.
Yep.
We'll put another link in chat. If Jennifer's in chat still, if you could put a link down in chat.
Yep.
You could watch with us. You could enjoy our live blog.
Yes.
It's going to be a fun time.
So the live blog, he's just going to be pretty much updating all the main points that they hit on during the live stream, during the event. And in the meantime, the rest of the Nintendo Wire team, we're going to be writing articles, so you'll be able to get all the details.
Get those deets.
Right after the direct, you'll be able to see everything in one place. We'll get those articles out and advertise on both Facebook, and that is facebook.com/NintendoWire, and that's also twitter.com/ninwire.
And if you want to be a cool like pal to Nintendo Wire,
Pal.
if you want to make Uncle Amiibo Jason really happy, before you leave, if you want to click the thumbs up button on this video,
Oh, yeah.
it'd be really cool if we could break 100. We're at like 95 right now.
All you 95 people are awesome.
Thank you
very much.
if you've already done it.
Thank you.
Even though now I'm sure we're gonna get like a barrage of
I
down
know
thumbs,
that
but hey,
it's gonna backfire.
it is what it is. I'm not really into begging. Oh, hey, we're up to
Hey,
107.
hey.
Ayo! Bless you, amazing people.
Oh.
114. Love you guys.
Appreciate it.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to plug us real quick. If you're new to our channel, we do daily Nintendo content. We have a show 3 days a week where we report on all the Nintendo news. A lot of love goes into that.
Yeah.
I'm planning on extending it out a little bit more than what we have right now. We have a new Amiibo series coming out. We have the talented, amazing TJ, who does Custom Conquest. He does Me v Me. He does Smash Supremacy. He does Me Time. He does more than the average man can possibly do.
He is everywhere in the world at once. It's pure magic.
So, if you, the viewer, are new to us and you would like to see more content, you can click the subscribe button and you can get that daily in your inbox. Jennifer Birch is in chat right now.
Yes.
She's really helped out with this YouTube channel. She's gotten us a lot of really amazing coverage, a lot of new video content.
Yep.
So, again, thank you to her.
Yes, thank you, and thank you again for modding chat too. I didn't get to introduce her at the beginning of this, and I'm very sorry, but thank you for keeping the conversations going and answering questions that people had in chat.
And then we have Matthew who's in chat as well.
Yes.
So, again, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Matthew.
If you're looking to where you can watch this, it's going to be streaming on the Nintendo Mobile YouTube channel.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's going to be on the standard Nintendo one, but it is definitely on the Nintendo Mobile. If you don't want to try to find that, go to NintendoWire.com, click on the very first article that's up there right now, and you can watch the stream with us because we love you.
From the bottom of our hearts.
Because we love you.
Where can we find you, Amiibo Jason?
You can find me on my Twitter account, which is @AmiiboJason. You can also find me over at @Amiibo News, where I give you in-stock alerts for all the best Amiibo, because there's so many. And there's a lot coming up. So if you follow us, you would know that the Guardian or the Champion Amiibos are up at Amazon right now. We'll let you know as soon as the Super Mario Brothers Wedding 3-pack goes back in stock somewhere.
Cool.
So you can find me there. You can also find us over at Ninwire on Twitter, where myself, Happily Candied, and our amazing team over at Nintendo Wire put out content many, many times a day. Every day. We don't take a day off.
We do not.
Because we love you.
Yes, it's true. We want the news to get to you as fast as it possibly can. quality news.
And we are on Facebook. So if you want to see awesome Nintendo news on Facebook, you can do that too. We are going to start doing some exclusive stuff over on our Facebook page. So if you're curious to see what that is, go ahead and subscribe or follow us on Facebook.
And also, you might be interested to know we are hosting 3 giveaways right now across 3 different Twitter accounts. And that's at Ninwire, that's at Wire Deals, and that is also at Amiibo News. And throughout those, we are giving away 2 prizes per giveaway. So that they're actually really cool products that we got from
I can show them a couple.
The Super Mario Odyssey event that we attended this last weekend. And so we want to share those goodies with everybody else. And alongside each, there we go, there's one of them.
We're giving this thing away.
Yes, and that's on the Nintendo Wire account. So paired with each one of those is one of the brand new wedding amiibo from Mario Odyssey. So make sure to follow the directions on each tweet and you can enter to win one of those prizes.
Yep. What else we got? Where can we find you?
You can find me at Happily Candied on Twitter, and my cute little website, happilycandied.com, is linked in my description. I don't update there very often, but it's my sugary corner of the world that I have a very, very big place in my heart for. And when I can, I try to take some time to update people with cute things that I find, with delicious foods, and all that fun stuff. So stop on by and definitely say hi, because I love talking with people on Twitter.
So, without further ado, again, we are 34 minutes away from the Nintendo Direct featuring Animal Crossing Mobile. One last time, in case you missed it, because now we have even more people than we've ever had on the stream right now. Now that we're about to cut it off.
We actually have about 300 before.
So, and I meant for this stream.
Oh, okay, great.
So, again, you could watch the stream over at nintendowire.com. We have a link right there, or you can go on the Nintendo Mobile YouTube page. But why would you do that? nintendowire.com is full of high-quality Nintendo feed, and we have coverage and news and photos and videos.
Okay. We're good.
Am I done plugging?
I think we've sold this, yes. I'm glad to know that our peak moment was during our close.
Yep. Any final thoughts before we sign off, Happily Candid?
No, I'm just excited. This is the most excited I've been for a Nintendo Direct because I know for a fact that we're getting some Animal Crossing news, and that's what I've been waiting for.
My last thing for all of you people watching, all 188 of you, don't worry. If you're worried about microtransactions, Nintendo has a solid track record when it comes to that.
That's true.
They were also one of the best companies on the planet for DLC.
Yes.
Their DLC packs did not feel like shameless cash grabs. They were fantastic. For what you got for, remember Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U? Those DLC packs were worth so much more than what they were selling them for. And they are also fantastic with every other thing they've done with paid content. So I wouldn't be too worried about what they're going to do with this game. Animal Crossing is so beloved, they're not going to butcher it. So
and keep in mind,
be not afraid.
Keep in mind, Nintendo's been on the rise. Just this week, it was the #4 spot in Forbes' top regarded companies list throughout the entire world. So #4 is a big deal. They took a lot into consideration. It was up there with it's surpassed a lot of major companies.
Yep.
So the fact that it's made that type of list and it has so many plans for the future, I don't think it's gonna take any missteps.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, guys, we'll see you in 30 minutes
Yep.
for the Animal Crossing Direct. We hope you guys had a good time. Have a good evening, and we'll see you soon.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, guys.